good morning and welcome back to the allotment. Well, I'm going to make a start today on the putting together the compost bays. But first of all, what I've got to do is strip down the existing pallets that are just at the back there, get a cleared area, and then once I've cleared it I can start and lay them out, start to sit them level and try and get them as square as I possibly can. So let's crack on with that. There we go, we've managed to clear the area now, a little bit harder than what I thought, but as you can see, got a bit of a laurel bush at the back, so I'm going to have to tidy that up, prune that back, and make sure I get a stiff board behind there to stop that pushing and growing through into back at compost heap. So what I thought were going to be an easy job might not be so easy. Well folks, looks like rain's going to stop play today, so I'm going to take shelter for 10 minutes. If it passes, I'll carry on for a bit longer, but if not, it might have to be maybe start again tomorrow. So let's see how we go. Well, I must be a glutton for punishment. I've hung about a little bit and cracked on. It's an absolutely miserable day, but if I wasn't doing this today, what I'd be doing? Sat at home. So I've cracked on. I'll just show you how I've sort of like got the framework together at the moment. So what I've firstly ensured is that these corners are exactly at a right angle, so that they're going to be square. And all I've done is I've just nipped some screws in for now, just to hold it. At the back, what I've done is I've secured some timbers between the pallets and just screwed them together so that joins them, and I'm going to do some at the bottom and in the middle as well. And then also what I'm going to do is very similar to how I built the log store. I'm going to drop some posts down this gap and probably knock it into the ground about 2 feet and then screw it to the pallet, and I'll do that on both ends of each pallet. As you can see, working to nearly bang on, but after all it is an allotment. I've got a little bit of digging out to do to get this right angled end piece to come across, but we're getting there. So what I want to try and do now is just get this one on and this divider on. I might leave that one till later, a bit of digging involved. I don't know if I've got the energy. So that's the first bay in and square. I'm just digging down for the second one, but typical, the very last one where I need to dig down and level it is a big block of stone. So it looks like I'm going to have to smash that out, which might take a bit of doing because it's quite tight. Never mind, no point looking at it, let's crack on. So making some headway now. That's the second bay in, all nice and level, quite secure already. That's before I've put the posts in between the pallets, so I'm quite pleased with that. There was the culprit on the very last hole. That took 10 minutes to get out. All I had were a lump hammer and bolster. But yeah, so now it's just this last one to do, but there's quite a little bit of digging out there, I don't know if I've got the energy. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put kettle on, I'm going to have a cup of tea, and I'll see how I feel after that. And if the rain holds out, I might give it a go. And then all that means then tomorrow is coming down, getting some stakes, banging them in there and securing it up further and getting the insides boarded out with the foam back signs that I've got. So, brew time. When it rains, it pours. That last end pallet that I need to produce the third bay, exactly where that runs underneath, it looks like somebody's had a bit of a wall as a boundary, because obviously it's virtually at the end of the bottom plot. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's down deep enough and I have to build the pallet up rather than put it down, because if I have to put it down, that's definitely a tomorrow's job. So I'm going to tackle that after this cuppa and we'll see where we go. That'll secure it for tonight. I'll come down and get the post in tomorrow. So not a bad day, despite the weather, but it's starting to take shape. Right guys, I'm off. I'll see you tomorrow. Just on my way home. Talk about a cheeky little rat. Our site's absolutely riddled with them, and the committee just don't seem to want to do anything about baiting. There you go, acrobats. Wow. See you tomorrow guys. Well, good afternoon. Back on the allotment after starting the compost bays. I've been a little bit delayed. The guy who's getting me the post to knock in to secure it all the way around and square it up is poorly at the minute, so I can't get them off him. So rather than stand and stare, I thought I'll nip over. I showed you that compost pile, the manure pile, and I've got an hour, so I've been over there, and it's about, from my plot, I would say it's a good 400-500 metres away over in that corner. And using the barrow really does get a little bit tedious. So what I do, I'm fortunate enough to have a big van, is I save all my compost bags, I go over there and I fill it with fresh manure, so there's 12 bags here, and then I just drive it back round outside the plot, dump it in the barrow and drop it where I need it. So we'll crack on with that. Don't go mad with the manure. It only needs, you know, probably I don't know, an inch or so across the top of it. You know, these beds are very fertile, so I don't want to overdo it. So there, with a mixture of leaf mould and manure, that's just going to get raked in, levelled off, and then let it go to work. load another 10 more bags. This method really does save some boot leather. Who needs a gym? So I made a start on the greenhouse, the large greenhouse, starting to look at getting it tidied up. I've harvested the last of the Scotch bonnet and some sweet chilies there, and as you can see at the back there, the overwintering onions are starting to make a show. So yeah, I'm in the process now of getting this all cleaned out. As you can see, there's a lot of work to be done cleaning the glass. Also the benches need a paint, and I think next year what I'm going to do is cover these benches with a plastic sheet, and I think that'll just help preserve them. The great thing about this time of year, when the weather gets really, really bad, is there's always something to do. You can always get in the greenhouse, get this cleaned up, the shed needs tidying up and painting, the other greenhouse needs doing. You know, there's always something to do if the weather turns. So I'll be back with you at the weekend, finishing off, hopefully, the compost bays, and hopefully start to get all the compost bins emptied into the bays. Fingers crossed. So in the meantime, have a great rest of the week. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And again, I keep saying it, I know I sound like a broken record, but if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It'd be great stuff and I'd really appreciate it. So guys, just one quick one, just to let you know that granddaughter number 11, Lottie, is back home. She lives next door, so she certainly is doing well, because I can hear her vocals every morning and through the middle of the night. So that's great news. So see you later guys, take care and happy growing.